Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for another breakfast with Blaha. And today I'm having fat-free Greek yogurt, frozen cherries, and almond butter. Today we're going to talk about the fact that there is no such thing as a lean gain or a lean bulk. And the funny thing is that this is really popular to sell to people, and it's understandable why. People say, what do you mean? Why is it easy to sell? Like people would figure it out. No, they don't. They don't figure it out. People want instant gratifications. They don't want trade-offs. And no matter what the best experts and the best coaches in the world tell people, they'll completely ignore it if it sounds really good and it buys into their idea. And the idea that people have is that they can have everything they want all at once. And funny enough, some of the people who sell these methods actually promote some of the laziest types of training. Right? The laziest types of training. Very, very low volumes and frequencies oftentimes. So what does that tell you? They also know that they're marketing to the lazy. And here's the thing. When it comes to lean gains, people like to be lied to and to be told that they can gain significant amounts of muscle without any gains in body fat. Again, that's what a lean gain is. When people say a lean bulk, I want to eat just enough to gain weight at the rate that I can gain muscle. Well, the problem is it's not going to work. You're going to spin your wheels. You're going to spin your wheels. You're not going to make any gains. Of course, people say, but that's not true for people at higher body fats. True. It's not, because there are exceptions to these rules, right? Drugs can be an exception to these rules, although that still works on a spectrum also, right? People who are using drugs, if they ignored the lean gains thing and bulked and cut like normal, then guess what? They would actually get better results too. It's just that it allows them to use the slower, inferior method and still get results. And you'll get people who will say, well, I don't want to bulk and cut because the time's going to pass anyway. And so what if it's a little slower and I get to keep my deep abs? But again, they're not factoring in that slower might be adding years and years and years. In other words, if your goal is just to gain another, 8 pounds of muscle, you just, or 3.5, 4 kg of muscle, right? You could have just bulked and cut and reached that goal in maybe 1 year, depending on where you are, 2 years. Trying to do it with a lean gain is going to take you 10 years. So here's the thing. 2 years from now, you could already be at your goal and just maintain it. But instead, you're going to dedicate 8, 9, 10 years to the same goal and never quite reach it. 5 years from now to still have not reached that goal. While going, well, the time's going to pass anyways. Yeah, but you know what? You're going to get a limited time. You're going to run out of time eventually. I'm telling you guys as someone now who's 44. That's 10 and 20 and 30 and 40 years passes pretty quick. And it gets harder as you get older. This does not get easier. It gets harder. So what's going to end up happening is doing this, well, this time is going to pass anyways. You're never going to get anywhere near your potential. You're going to be 20 years deep and still be spinning your wheels because the time is going to pass anyways. It's a bad excuse. And if you listen to what some of the really good experts, and I'll name 2 for you right now, and I don't always like everything they have to say. In fact, I don't even like Dr. Mike. I'm not going to get into that. It has to do with some research and other stuff. I don't even like him in a lot of ways. I dislike him. But even he will tell you, like lean gains is a joke. It doesn't happen. And he's clearly heavily enhanced, and he doesn't even bother to try. Why? Because he knows it doesn't work. Right? He's got enough education and intelligence and experience in the field to know it's bullshit. It's a con. And he makes a lot of jokes and makes fun of people who talk about fast results and getting everything at once. He makes fun of people. He has some pretty funny lines about it because it should be clowned upon. It's naivety that's sold to 16-year-old children, okay, by these con artists. Dr. Alan Bacon, again, a guy I chat with regularly online, same thing. He points out, look, it's ridiculous. You can't be afraid of gaining fat. You're going to gain some fat when you gain muscle. If you want to gain muscle at any respectable rate, you need to bulk and cut. But he calls it building. And that's probably a little more palatable for a lot of people instead of calling it bulking, because now everyone associates the traditional word bulking, which could mean gaining 10 pounds in 1 year, right? I have clients who we do 1 pound a month, advanced lifters. And they do gain fat. You're still gaining fat because advanced lifters aren't gaining 12 pounds of muscle in a year. It's never going to happen. But if we can even gain a 1-to-1 for them, amazing. All right, if I can take a lifter and in 10 months I can take him up 10 pounds and he gains 4 to 5 pounds of muscle, we're happy with that. We're very happy with that. If drug-free, that's phenomenal. But he had to gain a pound of fat for each pound of muscle. That person's put on 5-6 pounds of body fat. Okay, and then they can diet it down. They spend a month cutting and it's gone. Versus spending 3 years trying to gain that 5 pounds. Just do a 1 month cut. What I don't recommend is people doing mini cuts too frequently. That's not going to work. But you'll see him, he'll say the same thing, like you have to do, there's no way around it. Okay, there is no way around it if you want to get anywhere near your size potential. And he's a pretty strong, pretty jacked guy himself. Anyone who follows any of his stuff knows that. But people have been sold this con, and it really is. It's a con. And they even worse, they'll say, well, this guy or that guy does it. Yeah, but how much gear are they blasting? And do you know that they always do it? Are they always shirtless year-round? Some of them are, but they use heavy doses of gear and have already built a base. They may not even be making real gains anymore. Sometimes they get just what appears to be more gains due to their drug stack at the moment, because that matters, right? Drugs can give you intramuscular water that make your scale weight even go up when you're in a calorie deficit and make you look thicker and fuller. Or they just are fake natties and lie about it, right? Hopefully none of you think that your favorite influencers are drug-free. I hope you're not that naive. If you're a grown man and you really believe that your favorite fitness influencer isn't on gear, wow. If you're a grown man, I get it if you're a 16-year-old kid, maybe 18, maybe an immature 20-year-old, really immature 20-year-old who has no life experience yet and they still live at home. Okay, I get it. But if you're a grown man who has a job and you live in your own place and you're still following, are you believing that nonsense? Come on. That's ludicrous. You're going to get took. Like you're basically a sucker who's going to get conned your entire life if that's you. Back over to the point, this doesn't work. People selling it are selling what lazy people want to hear. That's it. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.